The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, hello and welcome. It is my favorite day of the week. It is Wednesday Q&A day. I'm having issues with my camera as usual. I want you guys to see my face today. So hold on one second. And let's just see. I don't know. It's not letting me do it. It's not letting me show you guys my face. But I am still here, loving each and every one of you. Uh, and super duper duper excited about you guys being here. Again, I want to welcome you guys to our Wednesday Q&A call. Hi, everybody. Woo! This is going to be a great day for us today. Hey, Raquel, how are you doing? We've got, hey, Erin. Oh my gosh, hey, Erin, how are you? We've got Tanya, Robin, Raquel, Pamela. Michelle is on the line making me smile everywhere. Oh my gosh. We've got Marsha Spencer, Lynette Fields, Latoya Grant, Latasha Davis, Frank, where you been at? I haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to see you here. DJ Carter is on the line. He is our newest staffingpreneur. Literally just signed up not even 20 minutes ago. Woo! We want to give DJ some love and congratulate him on investing in himself and impacting the world in a major way. We've got David Myers, we've got Daphne Johnson, Ashley Harrison. That's one of my favorite staffingpreneurs. Renasha better not hear that because he might say something. We've got Robin, we've got Angela Brown Foxley. Oh my gosh, the list of people are still chiming in. Karima Rogers, there's Lori Jones. Hey, Lori. Maurice Graham is here. Pam Scott. The lines are just going like crazy. It is so. Ashley, oh my gosh, Renasha is not on this call. He is going to go crazy when he finds out you are talking smack over here. I might have to text him and let him know that people are talking smack about him. But Ashley said, just so you know, Renasha is a close second. Whoa! He is going to he is going to have a fit because he thinks he's number one in everything as well. He should be. So I'm just so glad to see you here today. So listen, I want to get started. As you guys know, every Wednesday we come together. Today is a very special Wednesday. I have been on cloud 20,846 times to the third power 9 in excitement about today's call. And really, a lot of it has started around the fact that we've been doing these role play workshops for the past 2 weeks, which has been awesome. So I don't know if you've had an opportunity, if you have been on here and on the calls and had a chance to sign up, but it has been absolutely amazing. Okay, when I say absolutely amazing, because we are learning so much. We are actually going out there and talking to candidates live, talking to hiring managers live. If we can get them on the phone, naturally, because the phone is the last thing that they always want to answer. But we're always here, and we've been having a great time talking to these hiring managers and talking to these candidates. It's been an absolutely amazing experience. If you do not have an opportunity to get involved with the role play workshops, we have recorded each and every one, and we will put it out for you guys to be able to purchase access to it starting next week after the last Q&A call this week. But I am actually loving this call so much, these calls so much, 12 days of Q&A, 12 days of role play, that this is just volume 1. I believe I am going to do this once a month for people who want to kind of get the practice before they pick up the phone and start calling hiring managers and start calling candidates. So if you want to get involved with the role play workshop, I'll send that information out for you guys. Now, and in light of how I typically function with my Q&A format, I typically start off with an article that I've read or some good information that I have had, that I've experienced. And And this week, since we're in this role play workshop, I'm going to give you guys like literally a sneak peek of some of the business development practices that I teach in that role play workshop so that you can kind of see how this whole thing works. So I hope you can see my screen. I'm actually going to make it a little bit bigger here. Give me 1 second. And I just want to go into one major piece that I feel like is super important for everyone to know, to remember, and to keep in mind, you know, when you are doing business development, right? When you're doing business development. So first things first, understand that whenever you're doing business development, that you should not just be calling random people. Ever, 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 never, ever on this earth. Okay. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what your sales goals are, you should always have a prospecting list. You should always have a list of people that you want to reach out to specifically. It is the way that you develop your strategy. It is the way that you define the culture of your business and define how your business is going to operate over a period of time. Okay. So if you are in this agency, if you're in this staffing agency or starting the staffing agency or growing the staffing agency, and you don't have any clients, or you don't have, you're trying to figure out why your business isn't moving fast enough or far enough, or why you're in this stagnant space, the reality is that you may not have a strong strategy around the way you want to develop business. And whether you are into cold calling, which I don't agree with, warm calling, or whatever, you want to have a target list. If your market is the cannabis space, then where in the cannabis space are you focusing on? Because you can't cover the entire cannabis space. You're one person. You're a one-man firm or one-woman firm, right? You're not a Ronstadt or Manpower where you have a full-blown team to take you through into, this billion-dollar business model. So if you are one person starting out, then I want you to start small and then master that. Start small, master, and then grow, 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 grow. Okay, you've got to have some direction on your business. So again, if you're in the cannabis space, and so you say, okay, D, I'm in the cannabis space, I want to solely focus on placing web developers in the cannabis space. So your goal should be to find companies, prospects, okay? Companies for the business development side who solely offer or who need web developers within cannabis businesses, right? So you're talking about any business that needs a web developer that's in the cannabis space, that would be your target market. And then you go in and you start to find those companies. And after you find those companies, you look for the hiring manager, not HR. Hello, not HR. I don't care if they send you to HR later, but you want to look for the hiring manager. And then you want to go and do research on that hiring manager. And once you do research on that hiring manager and you get a good idea of who the hiring manager is, you understand the company, then you go out and you start making the phone calls, because now you have a very different type of conversation going. Okay. And then the other thing that I really want you to remember, and I'm going to go into the Staffingpreneurs Academy group right here, because yesterday I went so ham, like posting information that will help you guys land more meetings with your hiring managers. Because remember, when you're picking up that phone and you're talking to the hiring managers, your goal is not to get the job order. That's like spam. That's like a quick bam, what is it? Bam wham, thank you, ma'am. That's like, you are, that is that is your that's your quickie, right? That's your quickie. You want to be able to go in and talk to the hiring manager and to provide some value. So if you're a part of Staffingpreneurs Academy and you're in the private group, then you'll see I posted a ton of posts yesterday, some with graphics, to ask you, what type of conversations are you having with your hiring managers? Why do you believe, like, do they know how much they're spending on one direct hire placement if they do it on their own versus outsourcing it with you? Do they know how much they can save if they put a contractor in place, versus while they're waiting to fill that position, or how much less expensive it is to hire a contractor than it is a full-time employee? Are you offering them the opportunity, especially when they tell you, I don't work with staffing agencies? That's fine if they don't work with staffing agencies, but do they realize if they have 50 positions open and it's taking them time to fill those positions on a direct hire basis? Are you able to consciously show them the numbers? Are you able to show them the numbers where they can see how much money they can save by you putting a contractor in there until they fill the position, and allowing the project to continue to move on, or whatever work needs to be done to continue to move on while they are taking their time on the back end to find the perfect match? And hopefully you're the person that's going to help them find that perfect match. But in the event that you're not and they want to do it on their own, you're at least being a true partner to them by offering them options, right? By offering options and showing them how much it actually costs and how it can save them money. These are the conversations that the majority of the staffingpreneurs or account managers or sales and business development or recruiters do not have with hiring managers. What they had, the conversation that they're having is, I want the job order. It is not, let me show you how I can save you money. Let me show you how I can save you time. Let's sit down together and focus on or create a strategy that will help you look good in front of your boss, to help you get your projects finished or the work done in a timely manner, under budget, on time. You want to talk to them in their language, okay? So business development is huge. Also, one more thing I want to say while I'm on this topic is that if you're afraid to, first of all, before I say the word afraid, I just got to remind you, we are in a no fear zone. Okay. So the word fear is not even an option. You are fearless. Hello. We are fearless staffingpreneurs. So let me just take that F word right on out of this conversation. If you are, the best way to get over your fear for picking up the phone and talking to hiring managers is to basically pick up the phone and start talking to them. Okay. And don't have a script. You don't need a script. I want you to flow in your natural space. If you are passionate about your niche recruitment and staffing agency business, if you are passionate about placing people in great opportunities, if you are passionate about helping hiring managers really get in, do the things that they need to do, it'll be very easy for you to have the right discussions with the hiring managers. You are on the same level as them, if not higher. Okay, so it should be just as easy for you to talk to a hiring manager as it is for you to talk to a candidate. I mean, I'm on fire today, guys. I tell you, like, I get so excited when I have an opportunity to talk about recruitment and staffing. And we don't talk a lot about business development naturally because we have the splits board, but you guys don't rely solely on the splits board. You should have your own business as well. And if you are in a fear zone where you're afraid to go out and talk to someone brand new, then I encourage you to get on the lines and start talking to everyone that you do know and having them to connect you with the people that you want to be connected with. I hope that makes sense, right? Because the reality is that your business is not going to function without you having business. You've got to have some business, right? And let me just tell you, you don't work for the candidates. You work for the clients. The candidates are your capital, but the clients are who you work for. And so the stronger the relationship you have with that client, the more job orders you'll get, the better relationship you'll have. And ultimately, that little niche staffing agency that you're starting out with will grow into something so much more you won't even have any clue. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I started out here. Now I, worked with this company and they said this, and now I'm here. And oh my gosh, it only took me this amount of time and this happened. You'll be screaming with me. We'll be screaming together. So when you guys get a chance, I want you to make sure that you scroll through the posts. They were posted yesterday, first thing in the morning. I posted a number of them that really talk about what you can say to the hiring manager, what you're selling, knowing the costs of hiring. Everyone on this call should know what the cost of hiring is. How can you have a conversation with a hiring manager and telling them that you are saving them time or money when you don't even know how much it costs for them to hire? You can't even rebuttal half of the information that's being said back to you if you don't know your numbers. So this is something that you definitely want to know. Okay, Erin says this, yes, this makes a lot of sense, Dee. It'll give you a lot of direction into your business as well. All right, so that is my Wednesday starter upper to get you guys kind of ready into the mode of today's Q&A call. We've got a lot of people on this week's calls. More people have been chimed in, and I can't even name everybody that's on this call today. So I welcome each and every one of you. This is an open call today, so we have some visitors on this Q&A call, and we have tons of staffingpreneurs on this call. So in about 2 seconds, I am going to open the lines. If you have background noise, I will mute you. If you if your dogs or children or whatever in the back, I'm going to mute you. So I would encourage you to mute yourself on your end. I'm going to mute all lines, and then if you're up and you're ready to ask a question, then you can chime in with your questions. I believe we only had one question in the Facebook group this week that was related to the Q&A call, and I believe it was from Erin. So Erin, you're going to probably be up first with your questions so that we can answer that, and then anyone else can chime in. We have no specific format, so you can ask any type of question that you want to ask, and I am unmuting every line at this very moment. Again, if I hear feedback, I'm going to mute you out, so please mute yourself on the back end. Okay? And I'm already hearing feedback, and I'm already going to start using Slack. All right. So, Erin, do you want to start us off? Okay, I hear somebody's feedback. Please mute your line if you're not talking. Please mute your line if you're not talking. There are some people whose lines are not muted, and I hear the background noise. I want to make it open for everyone. All right. All lines are now open. Hey, staffingpreneurs. How y'all doing? Okay. So Erin said that she's still having mic issues, but she wanted to know what perks can you offer contractors to stay on billing? That is a great question, Erin, and I have been thinking about that question since you posted it. I'm actually going to have to mute the lines again because the background noise is excessive and I want everybody to listen. Okay. All right. I apologize, guys. I ask that you please mute your lines so that we can leave the lines open for everyone to speak. But there's excessive background noise that I want to be fair to everyone. So without yelling like I always do. So Erin asked, but she says, I just wanted to know what perks can you offer contractors to stay? And I'm going to tell you, Erin, I believe that it depends on what your budget will allow. Right. And if you're partnering with a niche if you're partnering with an employee payroll funding company, what perks they offer. So insurance is definitely a major perk for contractors, or have been in the past. Now that we have the ACA Act, the Affordable Health Care Act, of course, you have the portal that they can go into and get their own insurance if needed. But for most contractors, the thing that they need the most is insurance because they're contracting. But you can offer other things such as training, like discounts on training certifications. You could offer, you could do prize giveaways over time. You can let them know that they can receive an increase if they work a certain period of time. I like that one, and they tend to like that one a lot. And the way that you do that is you want to make sure you have a strong enough spread, a wide enough spread, so that you're able to give them an increase after they work 30 days and then another one after they work 60 days, even if it's just additional 25 cents or 50 cents. That's still a lot more than what they are making once you add it all up at the end of the week. So I think this is where I would encourage you as a staffingpreneur to think outside of the box. And one, partner with your employee payroll funding company if you're using one to find out what they offer, and then see what other people are offering and see what you can offer that's different. You know, the top 10, I think we had a post here on the Facebook group. I'm going to go back up where I think Amanda want to say, which we want to send her some love. Her baby is in surgery this week. um I just used the little search button here in Facebook, just so you know, to search all the posts, because we've gotten so large and we have so many posts that we want to make sure that here you can go in and find just about any answer that you want, we've already asked. So what I encourage you, let's see, these are the employee benefits and perks. Here it is. There was an article, a post that went out that talked about what companies are offering as perks. Go in and see what they're offering, and then call some companies that may not be as large. There may be smaller companies looking to get started, to see if you can develop some type of similar perk option for your contractors as well. But remember that they're not they are your employees from the perspective of you're paying them on payroll, unless they're 1099 or corp to corp. So just keep that in mind, that they're contractors. So you're just keep that in mind. That's where I want to leave it at that for the time being. But okay, great. Erin said, okay, I will get on reading that article. Latoya asks, okay, thank you, Erin. I appreciate the love. Latoya asks, should we secure our own insurance? Can you touch on that once more? You can definitely secure your own insurance. There are many different types of insurances that are out there. And I list a ton of them within Staffingpreneurs Academy of some companies that I recommend. And recently, actually, Shakina Warren actually posted something. She actually, did I spell insurance right? INSURANCE. Actually went and posted something where here it is. This is one of the staffingpreneurs that I recommend. And she said she had a great experience with them. Again, we have a list of those insurance providers within Staffingpreneurs Academy. And of course, you can go ahead and come into the Facebook group, because there are always posts running in the Facebook group about whatever topic you can possibly think of. And basically, so that's one of your options. Also, if you're going through an employee payroll funding company, many of them will cover the insurance for you, because they're your employer of record. So many of them will have the insurance and that's there and ready for you to use when, for your client. But it will come out of, it'll become a part of your burden. That insurance fee will become a part of your burden. So just keep that in mind. I hope that was helpful, Latoya. Did that help a little bit? Okay. All right, I'm waiting for Latoya to get back with me about that. And then also, so we've got another question. Robin says, an issue I'm having with the cannabis industry is getting access to Google Ads. Some groups, okay, thanks, Latoya. No worries. Some groups, let me see. An issue I'm having with the cannabis industry is getting access to Google Ads. Some groups, so I'm going to do mainstream to compensate. Any advice? Also, affiliate sites deny me, so I'm having to adjust my business plan. The thing is with the cannabis industry is that, for one thing, it is still in its infancy stage. It's not even in its infancy stage. In some places, it's still in the pregnancy stage. So with anything, I want you to think of the cannabis industry the way we think about how the internet came about, or when email was introduced. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like an old lady talking about this, but I'll never forget, fax machines. Even when fax machines came out, we were like, oh gosh, what is this new technology? It's new. Some people said fax machines were the devil. Some people said internet was a devil. Some people said email. Oh yeah, Aaron, dial up internet. Whenever you are presenting something new, It is a lot of times really hands off. People don't want to touch it when it's a new concept or a new idea. And with the cannabis industry, you've got to understand that most people on this planet do not understand the history of cannabis within this world, not just within the United States, but within this world. They don't understand, they don't read, they don't do their research, they don't understand that cannabis was once legal here in the United States, and it was actually, you could pay a tax with it, right? It was like your taxes were paid via cannabis. So, and then there were a few people that decided that they wanted to shift the way the industry works and that they wanted to put more. I'm not going to tell you, you have to do your own research, but I will tell you that there was a deliberate plan created to shift the cannabis industry in a different direction, and it worked. And so now the generations that we're dealing with see cannabis as a bad thing. And because it's still considered a Title I drug, and it's still considered illegal from a federal level, even though the federal government has said we will not raid anyone. You know, it's not even in our budget for 2016 and 2015. It still has a bad stigma around it. What I would do personally is maybe not necessarily dive into Google Ads just yet, but I would focus my energies into Facebook ads, which is where all the money really is. And there are so many Facebook groups out there. And there are people that are, I mean, I'm talking about Facebook. I'll dive in because I'm a doer. I'm a shower. I don't play around. So you can go into Facebook, and I just type in the word cannabis, and then I want to go in, and at the top this bar should come up that I can go into groups. Yes, that's exactly what I want. Oh my gosh, the groups and the pages are there. And there's a ton of software out there that'll tell you, like, who are in those groups, and I would market into those groups or into the people into those pages specifically versus you trying to do Google. Google will knock you down. Facebook will also take you down in some different ways as well, but so you got to be very mindful. I'm thinking that I may do a Facebook ads class because a lot of you are missing out on great opportunities to network, to grow your business within Facebook. That's where all the marketing is going right now. I just spoke to someone earlier today who said, I'm having issues with developing business. I said, okay, so where are you advertising? Oh, well, I send out newsletters. I said, okay, these electronic newsletters? Well, no, I'm mailing them out. Okay, so what else are you doing? Well, I am going into nursing homes. Okay, so what else are you doing? Well, I mean, that's about it. Or are you making phone calls? Well, no, not really. Okay, so are you marketing? Well, yes, I'm marketing. Well, how are you marketing? I do a post or two here on Facebook. Well, are you using Facebook ads? No, listen, Dee, let me just say this. I'm so tired of people asking me about Facebook and the computer and all of that stuff. I am just not computer literate. I stopped her right there. I said, ma'am, I understand that you're at a position now where you want your business to grow, and it's not. I understand you're in a position as a business owner, you have money going out, but money not coming in. You've got to invest into your business in order for you to see the results. Now, let me take this a step further. It is 2016, not 1999. You have no excuse today for not being computer literate. Facebook is a university in itself. That's just one platform. You've got to dive in. You can outsource it if you want, but I encourage everyone to dive in. Hey, Jennifer, to dive in and to understand how Facebook works. It is more powerful than LinkedIn. It is more powerful than Twitter. It is more powerful than any platform on the internet other than YouTube, which might be a close second. Okay? If you're not advertising on Facebook and if you're not advertising on YouTube, you are 25 steps behind. Okay, people are doing crazy things with Facebook ads. It's insane how it's happening. So this is a place that you want to get into. And you want to do it from a perspective, not just from a business development perspective, but candidates. You've got over 1 billion candidates and clients on Facebook. Like, that's like a recruiter's dream. That's like a recruiter's dream. So if it's not working it's not working for you on Google, then create a different plan. If plan A doesn't work, go to plan B, C, D. It's like 26 letters in the alphabet. Try another plan. And you want to figure out, where are the people going? One more thing I just want to state. Wherever you are, I don't care what niche you're in. I want you guys to open your minds. You are now staffingpreneurs, you're entrepreneurs. I want you to open your mind. Now I'm sharing some of my secrets here, but I want you to start looking at other industries that are creating rackets. I mean, that are really rocking it out. I'm going to share some with you. Multi-level marketing. Okay, you need to see how they're functioning. How are they recruiting people? They're not even recruiters, for goodness sake. How are they recruiting people? How can you take some of those practices and bring it into your business? Here's another one. I'm not trying to offend anybody. The porn industry. Oh my gosh. They drive traffic to their websites like crazy, and it's not just the fact that sex sells. They are streaming videos live all the time. They are doing so many different things. Like, it's insane. Ronaldo talking about some Ronaldo, I'm gonna just gotta tell y'all. He was on my Ronaldo was on my role play call, and Raquel said, "Laugh out loud, Ronaldo." And he chimes in like right at the part when somebody asked me, "Was I flirting with the hiring manager?" And I'm like, no flirting. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I chimed in at the right moment." Like, Ronaldo has been teasing me all day. So the porn industry is another great industry that you want to look at. Any industry that's doing things where they're generating traffic to their websites, or they're generating traffic to their business, or they're doing something that is generating tons of money. Like, why? How? Internet marketing. These are the areas that typically we stay away from, but we need to be going into these areas with a very open mind. Yeah, like Elsa, I don't know about advertising on Pornhub. I'm not saying for you to advertise on the porn sites. I'm saying that you look at the industry to see what they're doing and how they're doing, and incorporate that business. I know it's a joke. I'm cracking up over it. She's cracking up. And incorporate that into. I'm mad that you even know what Pornhub is, just FYI. This call is just off the chain today. So I hope that was helpful, Robin, like just a little bit, to kind of get you in the right direction. Let's see what else we have here. And just to hear Robin's responses, she's like, taboo, yep, ads would be trickier. Okay, OMG, thank you. Great advice, D. She says, okay, so she's really in it. She's laughing at me here. Let me just keep going. And she said, yes, she was helpful. Okay, Michelle, wait a minute, let me go to Michelle for a second. She said, true. Michelle says, true. Social media builds a business. My multi-level marketing business has been built through social media, and it was how I found you. Yeah, because when I do advertising on Facebook, I advertise at the multi-level marketing space as well. Because multi-level marketers, and this is something that I've learned, they make $100,000 or $150,000, and they swear they're on top of the world. And this is no offense to anybody in MLM. They think that that's big money. That's not big money. That's pennies, compared to what you can do in the recruiting and staffing industry. If you do this business with strategy and you put a lot of personality in it and you really care about it, it is not uncommon. I use the numbers $1 million in your first year. Those numbers are pretty small compared to what a lot of the staffing agencies are doing in their first year when they're structured. I mean, Lori is Lori on this call. Lori Jones is here, but it's my other Lori on here. She's not. Lori Struby, in her first 13 weeks, she was doing like $4,800 a week. A week. Like, for anybody on this call that's starting and doing, and they're not bringing, Herringbender, he's another one. He's making placements. There are people on here that are literally doing business, and it's not taking them a year to see that $1 million mark. It's only, so there you go. Raquel says, laugh out loud. Yeah, D. I went to a jewelry MLM event last night. It's like chump change to recruiting. It really is. I say $1 million because most people haven't seen $1 million. They don't know what it looks like. They don't know what it feels like. But if you really structure this business properly, you can do a million you can do a million very quickly. That's all I got to say, especially if you have that contracting model in place. Let me just see. And Renasha, I know you're on this call. I just want to tell you, Ashley was talking smack about you. I told her she was one of my favorite staffingpreneurs, but Renasha was probably going to kill me. And she said, haha, Renasha is a close second. So y'all can talk smack later. I just wanted I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's just see here. I've gotten so much here, so many questions here, so I'm super excited. Okay, Treese, she left a message. She said, I may not even, how beneficial. Okay, so Treese has left. Treese, if you get back on this call, let me know and I will answer your question. Here we go. Lori Jones, a Facebook ads class would be great. I can definitely make that happen for you guys. I actually am going to put on the calendar for everyone who is a staffingpreneur. We're going to do a live class in the month of March online here, and it will be how to outsource some of your sourcing and business development efforts with a virtual assistant. So we'll do that. And then I'll also add the Facebook ads class to the list. If somebody can email me and remind me to put it on the calendar, that would be great. I said, hey, Jennifer, how are you? How are things going in the business? Jennifer Fox is one of our newest staffingpreneurs. She's got a ton of healthcare job orders. And she's looking for a ton of people, a ton of staffingpreneurs to help her fill those positions. She's got kind of an overflow here, and she's ready to partner with you guys as well as the splits board. I hope, Jennifer. Tanisha says, I need to get turned up on that. You're my angel. I love you, Tanisha. Thank you so much for being here. Jennifer says, as the business development person, what route should I take transitioning from being just a staffing firm to a managed service provider? Ooh, that's a more of a, Jennifer, you're in a different place than a lot of staffingpreneurs here. You're at a more advanced level. We'll have to talk about that. Maybe I'll talk about it here. When you're talking about becoming a managed service provider, in my opinion, you've got to have a number of wins under your belt in placements, as not just placements, but in dollars, and not just in dollars, but you want to have a capability statement and a strong one to be able to sell that model. You want to be able to show where you've gone into a company and this was their current situation. And when you came in as the managed service provider, this is how you help them in dollars and percentage and time and retention and you want to show the ROI so that you're able to duplicate that into other agencies, and or at least give them the notion that you're capable of doing the job. I personally, before I put the claim as managed service provider, I want to have some wins up under my belt, right? And I don't know if you've gotten there just yet, but that's once you start getting some wins, and then have a financial goal. When I hit 1.3 million or 4 million or what have you, and I've placed, we've assisted this amount of companies, you want to be able to create a story that you can share as you are bringing on new clients and talking about what it is that you do. I hope that was helpful a little bit. Elsa says today's call is awesome and ridiculously helpful. I love that even through all the porn conversations that were going on. Let me just Michelle, say laugh out loud. Okay, Ashley is cracking up over here at me. Maurice says you're awesome. Thank you, Maurice. I love you already. Latoya says, do you advise that we have legal representation? Yes, in everything. I would never be the person to tell you not to have legal representation. You can, if you're a member of Staffingpreneurs Academy, there is a young lady that I recommend in there who has kind of like a legal Zoom or what have you, where you can kind of pay a monthly fee to have legal help. I would advise you, to have a relationship with an attorney. Listen, you guys are recruiters, you're sourcers. Every one of you should have at least 2 or 3 attorney friends up under your belt that you're speaking to on a consistent basis and that you have relationships with. If I was you, at least one of my networking events per month should be in somebody's legal group, right? Because you can never have enough legal assistance. You can never have enough assistance with accountants. You know, whenever I think about starting a business, my team consists of the first two people that I'm putting on my team. And I'm not saying they have to be hired full time. I'm just talking about Team D or Team Latoya or Team Ronaldo or Team Ryan. You want to have a great attorney and a great accountant because you never know. You know, many times, I mean, people do things maliciously and sometimes people do things not even purposefully. I'll never forget that I was working at the Intersect group and I was sitting next to one of my colleagues and he sent an email back and over the phone, he told a candidate something that he should not have said. And it was the legalities of what he said was so horrendous that when my boss heard it at the time, she immediately had to call counsel and they brought him in. It was just this big deal, you know, because it was like it was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get hammered. You know, they're going to sue us. They're going to kill us over here. We're going to lose the business. They were able to fix it. So always, 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 yes, have legal representation in everything that you do. Ronaldo says, I agree with the Facebook ads class. I would love it. Thanks, Ronaldo. I will keep that in mind. And he said, yes, the virtual assistance class too. Aaron says, I was thinking about the virtual assistant thing last night. I wondered if that's a good idea or not. And you just mentioned it. See, great minds think alike. Angela says, can you do a class on how to run your business on a tight budget without getting stressed? LBVs. I don't know what LBVs is. I'm not up to date with the acronyms. How could you do a class how to run your business on a tight budget without getting stressed? I can do a class on that, but let me just throw a few things out here before I do so. First of all, stress is a cancer. Stress is a disease. If you love yourself, and this is not directed to you, Angela, this is directed to everyone on this call. If you love yourself, you will not feed into the idea or the notion of stress. I don't care if I look stressed, I sound stressed, people try to put in my mind I'm stressed. I will not accept that word into my life. Okay. So the only way you can get stressed is if you're not enjoying what you're doing. Stress means that you're worrying. Stress means that you're doubting. Stress means that there's fear. Stress means that you are not having fun. You know, so if you are running a business and you're in a stressful state, how do you feel that your business is going to operate? If that's what the energy that you're putting out there. And again, this isn't directed specifically to you, Angela, but I'm just saying in general for everyone on here. Okay. So if you're running a business and you're on a tight budget and all you're thinking about is the fact that you're on a tight budget, or all that you're thinking about is the fact that the bills are due, and I'm not saying to ignore them, but if your focus is 100% there, how are you ever going to take the business to another level if all your focus is on what's not going right? But if you take that same energy and you flip it around and you turn it into, okay, I know that this is what's going on. I know that this was on the table and I understand that this is what I'm dealing with, but I could deliberately choose to focus my energy on what I want my outcome to be. You will realize very quickly that any worries that you may have had will dissipate. The only reason why you're still in the situation that you're in, or you're in the space that you're in, is because you choose to focus on it, period. And I don't know if anybody else believes me or anybody else knows what I'm talking about. Let me pull this over here. I got to open this up a little bit. I don't know if anybody here knows what I'm talking about. Some people call it faith. I call it faith. Some people call it belief. I call it belief. I don't even know, what you want to call it. But I'm going to tell you that whatever you choose to focus on is what you will receive. And many times we focus on these things without even thinking about it. When I teach my LOA class, and I have a great LOA coach, but when I teach my LOA class to business entrepreneurs, and actually, Angela, that class I teach something similar to that under my own personal brand, not Staffingpreneurs Academy. But I encourage people to write down your very thoughts. Now, they tell me in the beginning, D, this is insane. I don't have time. I'm doing so much. But I say you have to discipline yourself just for 24 hours. Every time you have a thought, write it down. Every time you have a thought, write it down. If it's a subconscious thought, write it down. And you look, and I tell you, when we finish that class after the 24 hours, people go crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, this whole time I have been thinking about having cancer. I've been thinking about having cancer all day long. I was thinking about being broke all day long. I was thinking about my husband cheating on me all day long. I don't even realize that I'm thinking about these things when they go back and they look at it, you know? And so you have to understand. And then I want you to take that and reverse it. And I want you to deliberately say to yourself all day, things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for you, whether you know it or not. Like, if you believe it, then and I know this sounds so cliche, but I just have to tell you guys, I am a living witness. I don't even share my full story. If I did, you guys wouldn't even believe the stuff that I would tell you. But things, you have to control your thoughts and match your feelings to those thoughts. And then you will never have to be worried about being stressed another day in your life. The moment that somebody tells you that things are about to fall apart, you sit down, breathe in, breathe out, remind yourself things are always working out for me. Find a level of peace in yourself and watch how the universe matches what you're looking for. I got excited. You know, I'm not a preacher, but I tell you, that energy just flew through me so hard. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to stop. I hope that was helpful, Angela. Treese, she says, oh, she's back. Oh, wait, before I do that, I got to go back because I'm getting so much feedback on this one. Robin says, faith is a must with action. Beverly says, yes, great point. Thank you. I would say, yes, I believe you, DJ says. Thank you, DJ. I'm so glad you're here. Frank says, what you focus on expands. It expands. It expands. Bandana said, thoughts become things. It is so true. Aaron said, I believe you. I believe you. Very true what you just said. Negative thoughts will give negative results. Positive thoughts will give you positive results. Shakina's, Shakina, I love you. She says, right on, D. Whatever you want wants you. That's the best way to say it. Whatever you want wants you. If you want lack, it wants you, honey. It's coming after you. I asked the staffingpreneur recently, and I know I'm kind of going off topic, but I asked the staffingpreneur, she called me and she's like, oh my gosh, my life is falling apart. And, all these things, terrible things are happening to her. And can you just help me find a job? Now, I'm going to tell y'all one thing that this is just, I'm dead serious about this. I will never employ one of my staffingpreneurs because the time and the energy that it takes to call someone and to ask them for a job, the same time and energy can be taken to call someone and ask them for a job order, right? Or to call someone and ask for a referral, right? And I told her, I said, you're putting all your energy in the wrong place. You are literally loving the stress. You are literally loving the negative place that you're in your life. You're loving. She said, I'm not loving that, D. She's kind of offended. I'm not loving that. I said, you are. I said, because you're talking about it. You're thinking about it. You're focusing on it. You're crying about it. You're giving it love. You're investing in it. You're asking, and it's loving you back. I told her that. I said, now imagine what would happen if you gave the same amount of energy into what you actually want. What do you think the outcome would be? Oh my gosh. She called me back a month or so later and was like, I just want to thank you. My life has changed. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I want you to love yourself and I want you to put love into the outcome that you want to see in your business. We're in a no fear zone. We're also the no stress zone. Hello. Okay. Robin says, sleep with your notebook by the bed for ideas. That's what I do. Robin, if you guys saw a picture of my bed, y'all would know why I'm single, because I sleep with books, and more books. I've got like 50 notepads. It's pretty sad in a weird kind of way. My daughter said, Ma, if you ever want to have a man, you're going to probably have to move those books off your bed to make room for him. I was like, oh my gosh, my 12-year-old, she's like, y'all, I need to spank her little butt. she thinks she know everything. Okay. But Bandana says, do EFT to release stress. I love it. Tanisha says, yes, things are always working out for you for the good. You shared the story with me, and I know this to be true. That's what Tanisha said. Latasha says, you're on it, D. Robin said, testimony. And Burnett, Bandana says, surround yourself with happy people. DJ says, whatever you want wants you. Genius. He loves that. Beverly says, I never thought about it that way. Great perspective. Mwah. I love you so much, Beverly. You have no clue. Thank you so much for being open and bringing that question to the table, because you were not the only person thinking or feeling that. That is what this Q&A call is about. It's about you coming in with your questions, with your successes, with your failures, with your concerns, and being supported by a community who's actually going through, feeling, or have experienced something like that in the past. So, there you go. Shakina says, don't ask D for no damn job. That's her pet peeve. I'm telling you, I can't believe that I would, as an entrepreneur, even there have been times when things were challenging for me when I started my business. But I was not going out asking somebody for a job. I was going out asking them for the business, because you're an entrepreneur because you're liberating yourself from the chains of being an employee. And instead of you, and I'm now y'all getting like some real D here, but instead, like, I hope y'all don't hang up on me. But what I really want to say, and I say this with lots of love, is that it's always good to have employees, but when you realize that you are an entrepreneur, you officially are breaking those slave chains. You are now, instead of you being a slave, you're a slave owner. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said it. But in a good way. Robin is cracking up at me, but in a good way. But you want to break the chains. Would you rather be the slave or the slave owner? And I say that in the most lightful, loving possible way ever. So, no, I'm not helping you get a job. I am going to. DJ said, oh my gosh, shake my head as slave owner. I know that was not the best. That was not the best. Y'all just love me for who I am, please. Just love me. I don't mean no harm. It's all with love. I love you too, Raquel. Thank you so much. I love you too, Beverly. Yes, we are definitely family. So Latoya says, I have a friend who runs her own construction business. She's waiting for me to get this started so I can help her with placements. It's not my niche though. Is that okay? What I would like to say to you about that, and that's a great question, is that um, understand that when you're working with someone, the reason that people use staffing agencies is because you have something that they do not have. You have a network that they don't have, which allows you to provide talent to them very quickly. Hopefully your network is of quality people. That lady could probably find her own people on her own, so she's reaching out to you so that she can get people faster and get and have a connection to people who she doesn't know. So what I would say to you is I don't ever typically randomly take a random job order if it's not in my niche. Okay, what I would encourage you to do is to put it on a splits board, or to connect with a staffingpreneur or another recruiter who has a strong pipeline of those people, and do splits with them. So you can still take the business without you doing the work, and without you and the word I'm looking for begins with a C, without you kind of destroying your pipeline and your ATS. Compromising is the word I was looking for. Compromising your current niche. I hope that was helpful. Maurice said, move the books, D. Maurice, I just caught that. I know. I love to read. Knowledge is power. It's wealth. I can't help it. So move the books, D. If you want to be with somebody, you got to move the books. Tanisha says, yes, Robin, I sleep with books, notebooks, phone, and laptops. See, I'm not the only one. There's more people out here to sleep with books that loves their books. I love my books. Ronaldo says, I agree so much. Since I work from home and I am not always busy, I was going to look for another job to work at the same time. But with this new staffingpreneur mindset, I decided to work on my own business instead of working on trying to get another job. Again, I just have to say that if you're willing to put the energy in to redo your resume for every position you're applying for and to go through the interview, I mean, it's going to take some weeks for it to happen. Why are you not investing that energy into your own business? That's just me personally. I'm just saying. I say that with love. And Elsa said, put them on iBooks. That's okay. I have iBooks. I am a what do you call it? I'm a scholar on audible.com. So y'all know how much I read. I have about 350 hard books in here, maybe a little bit more. And that's just on my bookshelf. And I've got about 40 in bed with me that I'm constantly reading through over and over and over again. Maurice says, I'll read with you. Don't stop reading. That's what I'm talking about. That's where your wealth comes in. Ronaldo said the book should be on your side, so no problem. That's exactly right. Let me see. Tanisha says, yes, I got a request from a relative who's a manager asking for me to find an admin or event coordinator. And again, if you have a pipeline of admins and event coordinators, that's awesome. Sometimes, like Lori Struby, she took on a couple of positions that were not within her niche because they were niches that she wanted to get into. So she took the positions and placed them. Or the other thing she did, one of the companies, with another one of the companies, she took the job because really they had a lot of jobs in the niche that she was in. And she felt like that was a better way to create the relationship with the company to get the jobs that were actually in her niche. And again, I tell you, you can go in and you can take the jobs and then reach out to other staffingpreneurs or other recruiters who have that pipeline that can get the people into that position super duper fast, do the split. So it's totally up to you. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do and what not to do. I'm just going to direct you in the right direction, or in a direction that may be best for you. Tanya says, what's the average time frame it takes for a candidate to get a job offer? Oh, that totally depends on, first of all, whether it's contract or direct hire. Direct hire, typically it could be, it could be a month. I mean, the whole hiring process, it could be a month. You said the average time frame it takes for a candidate to get a job offer. I think the question should be, what's the average time that it takes for a client to present the job offer, right? So yes, okay. So it really depends on how they did in the interview. It really depends on how fast, thank you, Tanya, I love you. She said that's a better question. It really depends on how fast the hiring manager is moving. It really depends on the match that you have created between the client and the hiring manager. It could take, typically it's 30 days on the direct hire side for, for a direct hire placement to go through. Sometimes it takes a week. I think I told you guys on the last call, I placed someone, I screened them. I did the research, had his resume, did the interview with him, everything over the phone on a Sunday. By Monday, he was already submitted. Monday evening, they wanted to face-to-face. He face-to-face on Wednesday. We got the offer on Thursday. It was very fast. That hiring manager was ready to move right then. My candidate was 100% a match for that position. The candidate wasn't working. He was ready to move right then. So all of everything aligned together. Again, I personally don't like to say average because it depends on a lot of different factors as to how fast the process moves. And most of the time, I will say this, and I'm just going to keep it real with you. Most of the time, hiring managers move slow. They just do. They move slow. Maybe it's because they weren't 100% ready. Maybe they're just super slammed. Maybe it's a lot of different people that's going through the hiring process that has to interview, review candidates, what have you. So, when you are getting the job order, it's important for you to ask questions like, what is the hiring process? How long does it typically take for you guys to present an offer? What can if I present you with the right candidate today, what type of expectations should the candidate and I have? That's right, Raquel, qualifying questions. Before we are, to see how long it's going to take for the offer to be presented. That's right, Raquel. She said qualifying questions, make a list to have. That's one of the things that we went over in the role play workshop this week. So, you always want to have questions that you've got to, when you're taking that job order, you've got to find out how long it's going to take. I hope that answered your question a little bit, Tanya. And honestly, really quickly, Tanya, there are things that you can do to speed that process up. Okay. So for instance, when you are presenting candidates, first of all, when you get the job order, automatically block interviewing times off your client's calendar right then and there, so that it'll force you to work harder. It'll force you to work faster. And if you already have the phone interview times blocked out on their calendar, and then the interview times blocked out on their calendar for the week, then you're pushing the process along. You're managing your hiring manager, and you're managing the process, and they don't even know it, right? So, there are things that you can do to move the process along pretty quickly. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful for everyone. Let me see, what else do we have? Good. That's a better question. Okay, qualified question. Is LinkedIn the only place to find candidates? Oh, no, Marcia. I mean, LinkedIn is just one place. I'm just giving you an example. LinkedIn has 600,000 members worldwide. Facebook has 1 billion worldwide, billion plus 1.5 billion. I think of the last numbers that I saw. I posted them in the Facebook group. So naturally, LinkedIn is not even 1 billion people have profiles on LinkedIn, right? But they do on Facebook. Also, wherever your niche is, whatever your niche is, then I want you to start thinking about, where do these people hang out at? Where are these people all the time? What magazines are they reading? What blogs are they frequently visiting? What videos are they watching? What videos are they posting? What happy hours are they going to? Where do they typically come from? What companies do they typically come from? Oh, I could go down a list of things you want to do. And if you don't find, what job boards are they using? If you can't find those things, create it. Create it. You can create it. If you don't see it out there, create it. Also, you should be Boolean searching your life away. If you're a staffingpreneur, if you're a recruiter, if you're a sourcer, you should be using the Boolean search, because the internet has billions of pages on there, and not everybody is on LinkedIn or on social media. Some people are just on the internet, period. So, you want to do that. Can you guys?
Muted.
Okay, good.
Unmuted.
Okay. I don't know. My screen just went crazy over here. So I hope you guys can hear me. Let me just see, what else did I want to. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, good. Thanks, Raquel. I hope that was helpful. Marcia, I hope that was helpful. Yes, thank you. Perfect. Bandana says, I'm in California, Silicon Valley area. Is it okay to do cold calling to get job orders to companies? Any tips or advice? I never agree with cold calling. I read an article yesterday, and they said cold calling is inevitable and you have to do it. To me, and I talked about this with Ashley last night, a cold call to me is you calling into a company saying, can I speak to the HR manager? Or can I speak to your director of IT? You don't know who the person is. You don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about the company. You're just going through a list and just calling people. I suggest against that 1,000 times over. What sets you apart from everybody else that's making the same type of call? However, I would take the time, as I stated earlier, to build a list. You want to go in and build a lead generation prospecting list. You want to know what companies you want to get into, what companies you can service, what companies need your help and they don't know it, what companies need your help and they do know it, right? So you want to go in and build a list. And then once you build that list, you want to do research on the company and the hiring manager, so that you can now make a phone call and say, hey, I'm calling to speak to Marcia Spencer. Hey, Marcia, this is Dee Williams. I hope you're having a great day. Listen, I came across your LinkedIn profile. It was absolutely, I just want to take a moment to just compliment the work that you've done throughout your career. It looks absolutely amazing. I mean, how do you feel? The last 20 years, you've gone from this to that. I mean, you want to have a real conversation. Think about from your perspective. If you got a phone call from someone that asked to speak to the HR manager and they don't even know your name or who you are, versus a person that calls you and they start talking about how awesome you are and how proud they are of your background, which phone call are you more likely to associate yourself with, right? A cold call is spam. It is telemarketing. It's no other words that you can, you know. So Tanisha said, well, so is that still cold calling because they don't know you? Well, no, not really, because you know them. And if you're complimenting them, it's a warm call. We call it a warm call. So it's not a hot call. Hot call is they know you, y'all are in there, you've met each other before. It's a warm call. So they don't necessarily know you, and you can send an email prior to break the ice if you want to, but you know who they are, you know about their profile. If you're a really good staffingpreneur, you'll find some type of commonality, something that you two have in common, or something that you can take 5 or 10 minutes to research. And I always talk about my Harley story. I knew nothing about Harleys, but this hiring manager that I really wanted to work with was a Harley fanatic. So before I called him, I took 5 minutes to figure out what Harleys were in, what Harleys were out, what was the hottest Harley on the market. And before this guy even had an opportunity to push me off that phone, I said, listen, I know this is a call. I know you're getting this off call from me, but let me just ask, what's up with that such and such version of Harley? Oh my gosh, that guy went from pretty irritated to telling me all about his Harley life story. Now I have just turned a warm call into a hot call. Okay. He found something that was similar to me. Okay. So if you're willing to invest the time into researching a little bit to get a little bit more information about a person before you call them, you will find that call is not cold. A cold call is when it's a cold shoulder on you. Oh my God, what do you want? Who are you? Oh my gosh, why are you on my phone? You know, but if you are complimenting them, if you are providing them with some type of commonality, I guarantee you that cold call will or that warm call will turn into a hot call very quickly. Tanisha, that was a great question. I mean, a great question. I absolutely love it. Raquel said, creepy to a good conversation takes just a little research. I don't know what creepy means, but yes, that's exactly right. Bandana said, very helpful tips, Dee. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, a good conversation, just all you got to do is do a little bit of research on the person that you're calling first. I guarantee you that if y'all call me and talk to me about music, oh my gosh, I will kidnap you. I literally will kidnap you. That is my love. Okay. So, or books. You talk to me about books. Do you read this last book? I don't care what you sell. I'm probably going to buy it because you and I are now relating on a totally different level than the average person that's calling me. A good question. Okay, we still got some good time. We've got 20 minutes left on this call if we need it. Okay, so Tanya is ready today. She said, next question. The spreadsheet you presented about 2 or 3 weeks ago on how to manage your day, does it have the infamous calculator or calculations to show how activities relate to revenue? The infamous calculator is separate from that sheet. You can put them next to each other side by side and do those calculations together. Does it have the influence of the calculation on how to show how activities relate to revenue? Your activities and your revenue. So activities. So I'm not going to pull that sheet out because we don't have a lot of time here. But every activity that you complete, the major activities that you're completing, it's in the basic. If you're in the basic plus package, Tanya, and I believe you are, it's under your digital downloads. Okay. It's under the digital downloads and the basic plus package. There are 3 major activities that generate in revenue. Okay, 3 major activities. It is your submittals. That's the biggest activity you can do. The more submittals that you're making, quality submittals, no more than 5, no less than 3. Okay, no more than 5, no less than 3. Okay, no more than 5 submittals on a job, no less than 3 submittals on a job, period. All right. So that is your biggest activity generator you'll see, you see really great numbers in relation to revenue. Your other activities involve your business development activities, right? How many phone calls or how many people are you connecting with? How many people are you connecting with that's going to generate new business? And then also the conversations that you're having with candidates. How many candidate interviews are you having? And I told somebody this morning on the role play call, she's kind of nervous about calling clients and said the majority of her business, and she's moving in her business. She's at the point where she's ready to quit her job and do this full time. She said, Dee, they've all been referrals. I said, that's the best way to build business. And I said, if you want to take it a step further, you reach out to all of those candidates that you've connected with over time, and you call them and you ask them for a favor. You ask them to introduce you to their last hiring manager. You ask them to introduce you to the current hiring manager, right? You guys don't use your candidates well enough. You don't understand that there's value in your candidates. Your candidates are your capital. Okay. And if you're not talking to your candidates and staying in contact with them, understand they will become hiring managers and use another agency and won't even think of you because you are not on their radar. So, if you're not using your candidates to the fullest potential, then you're going to struggle in this business. Your candidates are your capital. They become hiring managers. They become referral sources. They will tell you who to talk to and who not to talk to, especially the great ones. They have great relationships with hiring managers. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're utilizing them as much as possible. Raquel said, I read somewhere that when people help you, they like you more. Oh my gosh, that is so true. That is so true. And that is literally why I am like so personable with everyone. I mean, that's not the only reason. I really like people and I really like to talk, as you guys can tell. But but just people are people. Robin, stop laughing at me. People are people. And when you build relationships, they go super duper far. I mean, I build such great relationships with people that I'm at the point now where I have to really just like I have to start letting my staff answer the phone. I'm being put on punishment, and I'm not going to be able to answer the phones in a month or so at all. They're moving me away. They say I can't get my work done because I'm too busy talking to everybody, which is true. I love talking to people, so there you have it. Tanya says, how often do you blog and post to social media? Ooh, that's a good question. In the digital download section of Staffingpreneurs Academy, there is also a social media posting schedule that's there. I believe that you should be posting on social media every day. Each community is different. So what you post is going to be super imperative, but you definitely want to put something on every day. Now, I on Facebook alone, I manage so many Facebook pages. It's crazy. And I have a couple of virtual assistants that actually assist me with keeping the postings up to date. But we have so many, sometimes we miss a day or two. And we can see the difference in when you miss a posting day and when you don't. The idea is to post and to get people as interactive as possible, as often as possible. If you guys have niches, each and every one of you should be managing a niche group. And it shouldn't be your business name. Okay, it shouldn't be your business name. It should be RNs for life or RNs. I love being an RN. And you should be bringing your niche, the people who you're placing into that group. And you should be interacting with them and talking about it and posting things about it. Okay, I got excited. Then the other piece of that, blog. I say blog no less than twice a month. You're doing some serious damage in a good way. If you're blogging at once a week, your blog articles should not be taken lightly. They should not be blog articles that just give random information. When you post a blog, you're setting yourself apart to be an industry expert. So if you're just posting just to you're going on Fiverr and getting somebody to write your blog article for you, and it's just really weak material, you're clogging up the internet. I say that with love. You want to talk about whatever you're going to talk about in your blog. You want to talk about something that's going to be powerful so that when that hiring manager reads it, they understand and believe that you are someone of authority and you understand what you're talking about. And people want to work with people like that. When candidates are reading those blog articles, they'll know that they want to work with you. A lot of the business that I receive when I write my blog, I get a lot of business when I write blogs. I write the way I talk. So I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about. I'm showing statistics. I am quoting other people. I'm doing all types of things to let them know that I know exactly what I'm talking about. And then people follow me. They follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. It's serious business. Okay. So take your blog seriously. If you are bogged down with things, if you can do it once every 2 weeks, that'll be great. Get you a glass of wine or some tea, whatever your preference is. Turn off your phone, turn off your social media, and just go in and start writing what you feel, and then do the research to back it up. Or read the articles. I tell everybody you should be reading articles every day, every day, every day. You can do something with a blog. It's like take somebody else's article, write your opinion about the article, post the article, write your opinion about it, and put that out there. Right? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Write about your competition. I did a class on this. It's in Staffingpreneurs Academy, talking about all the different ways you can do those things. And there's some great tips and some great ideas in there. I hope that was helpful. Pamela said, that's 5 whole classes that you just named: blogging, posting, etc. Oh my God. And those classes are in Staffingpreneurs Academy, my love. And now the social media is changing all the time. So those are classes that I will consistently do over and over and over again. It's in the marketing and branding section of the Academy. I think step 5 or step 3, one of the two, or both. Pamela, I hope that was helpful. David asks, my background is in design and engineering, but I live in Florida for the weather, of course. He says, and the automotive industry that I worked in for 20 years is in Detroit. Here in Southwest Florida, there is nothing but medical going on. Should I stick to what I know or try to work in the local market? I think that just depends with your level of comfortability. If you know the automotive industry in Detroit, the automotive industry is growing not just in Detroit, but all across the world at this point, with the Tesla Motors and all those different things. If that's the market that you know and you know those people, I say stay in the market that you know best and you feel comfortable with. However, if you want to be more local because Detroit is not local to you, then that's just going to take you learning the niche, the industry, or the niche that you want to get into. And you want to make sure that it's something that you're passionate about, because again, you'll be developing Facebook groups that are focused solely on that niche. You'll be attending events. You want to get into it. You're going to be reading articles on it every day. If blood freaks you out or if nursing freaks you out, don't get into it. Get into things that are beneficial for you. I also want to throw something else out there, David. There's so much more in Florida than just nursing. I mean, you can go in and do research to find out how many businesses are in Florida or in your immediate area. I say that whenever you do this business, you should do it nationwide. But if you're focusing solely on your particular area, you want to go in and see what are the hottest industries in there. And you may not want to focus on the nursing industry just because it's the top one. Maybe you go to industry number 2 or industry number 3 and build out. Not only that, for me, what's the hottest positions that are out there? The top 5. And if the number 1 is nursing, then how many other agencies are doing nursing? What's number 2? What's number 3? What's number 4? And can I penetrate that market by finding the talent that they need? I hope that was helpful a little bit. People are still chiming into this call, so you guys know. I can't even tell you how many people are on this call at this point. It's just crazy. And I just want to welcome, for anybody who's just joining in on this call and that's brand new, this is an open call. We do this every Wednesday on Staffingpreneurs Academy, either at 12 p.m. Eastern noon or at 7 p.m. noon. And this is our space as staffingpreneurs for us to come together and talk about successes, talk about failures, talk about things we're afraid of, things we're excited about, to ask the important questions, to ask the stupid questions. We don't care. To talk about porn, if you talk, I mean, I'm joking, but anything that you want and need, that's what this call is for. And then we finish the conversation up in our private members only Facebook group. But as you can see, it's a lot of love. It's a lot of high energy. We're a family here on Staffingpreneurs Academy. And the idea is that we all come together to work with each other to grow our niche recruiting and staffing agency businesses. Sometimes we'll have surprise guests. Sometimes we won't. We had a hiring manager as a surprise guest one time. Tree says, will an archive be available for this Q&A session? Within Staffingpreneurs Academy, depending on the level that you're in, it's only available, I believe, to basic and basic plus members on the academy, or six-figure staffing startup members. Those are the only ones that are available to this particular call. If you are in the members only Facebook group and you're on the starter package, then the only way you can catch this is if you're in the Facebook group. Then it'll be available. We've got some videos. I typically upload the video there for people who missed the call immediately. So I hope that was helpful. Any other questions before we go? Because we have a ton. I mean, I think we're at our end. I think I've questioned everybody out. That's a cool thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. How's everybody doing in their business? I hope everybody. I can't even talk to y'all because every time I turn the lines out, then it's crazy. Put it in the Q&A box. How you doing in your business? Tree said, Scott. She says, please explain the benefits of the starter package. The starter package is for people who are on a budget. There are no major benefits for the starter package at all. So I'm just going to keep it out there just like that. The starter package is basically it gives you access to Staffingpreneurs Academy on a weekly basis. Every week, a new module will become available. There are no digital downloads, and I think they changed the starter package to now you don't even have access to some of the key major features like the Q&A calls or any of the live trainings that I do throughout the course of the month. So you're only really available to the Q&A call. Thanks, Raquel. I appreciate you. Make it count today. Thank you so much. Ronaldo said few personal setbacks this week, but still pushing forward. Awesome. Melissa says going wonderful, Dee. Thank you, lady, and preach it today. Thank you, Melissa. I love you. Bandana says just started with my business. Very passionate. I love that. Robin says, I want to chat offline about scheduling my one-on-one. Robin, just schedule your one-on-one. You can just go ahead. I'll send you the link to schedule your one-on-one. She started with the six-figure startup package, which offers a few hours of one-on-one training and coaching. And so I can't take many personal calls and chats. I just get too many, and it's hurting me. So guys, please bring your questions into the Q&A group or in the Facebook group as much as possible, or email Dana, accounting at identifiesconsulting.com, and he can help you out, or if it's related to the splits board, admin at staffingpreneursplits.com. It takes me 3 days to respond to most emails. Latasha, she says she's still progressing, reading the manual, and digital models, still working on setup as well. Keep going, my love. You're doing this. And you're going to be great too. I already know that. Tanisha says working and growing. Tanisha is on fire, y'all. Y'all don't know, but she's got candidates in place. She's about to make like 3 or 4 placements. Super excited about her success. Tanya says the energy from our smaller group in the DMV was amazing. We are on fire now. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Tanya. So there are staffingpreneurs that are coming together all over the country. And they are all like, so the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area came together last week and did a one-on-one with each other. They all came together, and apparently it was great. I'm so mad I missed it. I really should have went there. That's like my hometown. But Tanya said it was awesome, and they are fired up and blazing. I love that. I think Dallas is coming together. I saw something in the Facebook group about Houston coming together. I think we have something going on with Southern California. Are you taking control of that, Ashley? Harrison, are you leading the? Thanks, Beverly, for being here. Are you leading the California group? So people all over the country are coming together, and all the staffingpreneurs are coming together. I love it. Ronaldo says DMV rules. Tanya should send you our meetup schedule. I would love to see that so I can attend. Ashley Harrison is in the Facebook group, the members only, and if you're in California and you guys want to meet up, Ashley is what is that? She's hosting the Staffingpreneurs California group. She's posting it on Facebook now. She says, I saw that Wanda did, so I'll plan something. So that's perfect. Ramona says she's in Dallas, and how can I get with the Dallas group? Ramona, once you in the Facebook group, the private Facebook group that's specific to staffingpreneurs, there is a post that's already out there. I put it out yesterday, and somebody else did, trying to get all the Dallas people together. So I would encourage you to respond to that post in the group, because people are already ready. What else am I seeing here? Ronaldo is asking. I'm going to get to you, Ronaldo, in 1 second. Let me see. Dia signed up. Okay. Dia signed up last year in October. Want to start my business now since I'm 100%. How can I get started with my? So I have to. When you said get started with your one-on-one, you started last year. What package are you signed up with? Because only the six-figure startup staffing package allows one-on-ones. So if you didn't start up with the six-figure startup package, there is no one-on-one unless you want to do an hourly session with me or a 30-minute session with me. And if you need that, I can send you the link for that. You cannot schedule on the calendar without payment, though. So I don't do free one-on-ones, and I say that with love. But some people think that, and so I have to let everybody know that. Amy, she says she's excited for me to answer her question above, but I don't see. Hold on 1 second, Amy. Her question, what time is it? Okay, we got 6 minutes. How do you typically respond to we don't use agencies or we're set for now and response emails? Just say, okay, thank you. Send them a follow-up card. Let them know that you appreciate their time and that's in the manual. Then that you appreciate their time. If they ever need you for assistance, then to reach out, then put them back on your rotation schedule and call them back again in a month, or reach back out to and connect with them again in a month. Just because they say they don't use agencies or they don't need one right now doesn't mean that life or business is not going to change in the next day or so. Anything can happen every day. So you want to make sure that you just go back in and just stay following up. No is never no. No is only no for that moment. Marsha, if you are not an Academy member, you can go to a recruitmentstore.com, the letter A, recruitmentstore.com, and the owner's manual is there. You can get it there. Amy says, thank you, Dee. I love your energy. Mwah! I love your energy more. Tanisha said, if budget is too tight to upgrade for the package, should we at least purchase the manual to read it until we're able to upgrade the package? The budget is the manual is $249. So if you are going to, that's the same price that it would cost for you to potentially upgrade, depending. But yes, if you want to do that, that's totally up to you, and so forth. So I just want to let you know that. Shakina, Tanya, Shakina, Tanya wants to know. Shakina wants to know, are we still on for tomorrow? Ashley Harrison, DMV rules. I'm in Dallas area. How can I get? I got those. Ashley's already posted in Facebook group. Tanisha says, okay, I thought we had to pay full price to upgrade. No, you don't have to pay. You have to pay the difference, not full price. You just pay the difference to upgrade. And then Ronaldo is asking the $1 million question today, which is Monster Job Board access. What's going on with that? So this is the deal. The staffingpreneurs did not, we all know, I don't have to tell the story, did not stick with their word. Only a few of us did, which left me in a position where I have all of these licenses. So what I did was I put an ad out and I asked people who were interested in purchasing the additional seats, right? The additional licenses, so that I could bring everything back on board. And I'm just gonna, I'm a pretty transparent young lady. I don't hide much of anything. Well, when I did that, apparently I am connected to a number of people at monster.com, and they did not like the email that I sent out and said that I was, and I've only heard this through my account manager, but that I have broken the terms of the contract by trying to resell the seats, which I thought was very interesting because I went to Monster very open with what I was doing, how I was doing it, all that great stuff. So today I have an appointment with monster.com, and we're going to talk. I've got about 75 people in my inbox waiting to buy the licenses that all the other staffingpreneurs chose not to buy. I don't even have enough licenses for the amount of people who have decided that they now want the license that are not staffingpreneurs. So I'm going to talk to Monster today, and I'll find out what I can do, whether or not they've canceled the contract completely, or whether or not I can continue to function from this perspective. And if it's a go, then I'm telling you guys now, if you are looking to get the Monster access, you guys have to sign up now, because it's first come, first serve at this point. It is not just only open to my staffingpreneurs. I just want to put that out there and let you guys know. I should have an answer today. I do have a call with Monster today. Ronaldo, I hope that was helpful for anybody else that's waiting for that monster.com access. And do the people who already signed up have to sign up again? No, because I haven't actually, none of you are ready up for billing yet. So I have not actually even credited your accounts just yet, but I will know today. And for the people who have already signed up for the Monster package, what will happen is I will credit your account for the next 4 payments and switch you over to the starter package. And that, so then your next payment would be $49 in 4 months or 5 months from now versus the $199. If Monster goes through, then I will credit you 1 month, because there has been 1 month that we have been without Monster access, and then your payments will fly back into the $199. Although I don't know how I'm going to credit you. I think I'm going to credit you at the end of the contract, because in order for us to get this contract back going again is for us to have everything together prior to talking to them. Okay, this is the last question because we are at 1:30. No problem. Thank you so much, Ronaldo. If we sign up through staffingstartup.net, will we still be able to access Monster as a part of that package? Frank, only if Monster, it's not a, first of all, that's not a part of that package any longer, because it's up in the air right now. And I've also been told by my team that I went too far with giving that away as an addition. So you'll have access to Staffingpreneur splits, but not at the monster.com level, because I have to pay Monster, where you're paying for Monster, that is separate. Okay, so that is separate, and that's a totally separate system than staffingstartup.net. Shakina says, D, keep me at, okay, that's fine. I definitely will. I haven't even switched you over just yet, my love, but I definitely will. No problem, Frank. Last question, Pamela, newbie question. Do candidates consider Monster better than Indeed or others? I think it all depends on your niche. Indeed is a job board aggregator, which means they take jobs from many different locations. Monster does not. Monster, you have to pay to post on Monster. Monster is the oldest job board that's out there, and in my opinion, one of the most well-known. If you talk to Indeed people, they'll tell you they beat Monster out every time. If you talk to Monster, they'll tell you they beat Indeed people out every time. You've got to just kind of figure out, what works best for you and your particular niche. Amy said, I used to work for Indeed and Hot Jobs. Woo, Hot Jobs is that's like old school throwback. Amy, that's funny. Like literally. She said that the results from Indeed are typically better. We used Indeed. We even signed a contract with Indeed. Well, not signed a contract, but we used Indeed. I'm going to tell you, Indeed sucked for us. We spent more money and had very little results. From the candidate search side and the postings, we were very disappointed with Indeed. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't talked about Indeed again since then, because we did not see good feedback, not for our staffingpreneurs and not for the split jobs that we had as well. So Amy says, Indeed is crappy to staffing firms. They hate them. Now, Amy, they are doing a big push on getting staffing firms on board, but the results were sucky for me. Oh my gosh. She says, Indeed, they're jerks and cocky. She says, ZipRecruiter is very friendly to our community. And she says she used to work for Zip too. Amy is on top of it. She said, however, ZipRecruiter is cheap and works for small businesses. Okay, so there you go. And just great feedback, Amy, and we appreciate your feedback 100%. She said, I come in peace. That sounds like something Dee would say. She says, I come in peace, so that's awesome. All right, guys, well, you have been major troopers on this call today. We've been on the line for an hour, 33 minutes. I believe I have I think I have a client coming up here in about 30 minutes who's on this call. So she's going to show me some love here. I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be on this call. We have Aaron, Al, Amy, Angela, Ashley, Barbara. Hey, Barbara, Daphne, David, DJ, Elsa, Elman, Frank, Herringbender, Harold, Jennifer, Latasha, Latoya, Linda, Lisa, Marsha, Maurice, Michelle, Pamela, Raquel, Renasha, Ronaldo, Robin, Ramona, Shakina, Stephanie, Tamika, We got four Tanishas on this call. Tanya, Tracy, Treese, William. I mean, I really, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate each and every one of you. I absolutely love each and every one of you. There were some amazing questions today here on this Q&A call. I love you guys. I want you guys to have the most. When I say the most, I'm talking the most amazing, the most amazing Wednesday you have ever had in your entire freaking life. I love you guys. Oh my gosh, DJ said, thanks, D. I'm so glad to be a part of the community. Welcome, DJ, in that Facebook group, guys. He is in the healthcare space. He just got off a 12-hour shift. Stayed awake to join the Q&A call. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for being here, DJ. I love each and every one of you guys for being here. Mwah, Latoya, back at ya. I'll see you guys next Wednesday, and I will see you. We can continue this conversation in the members only Facebook group. I love you guys. Have a great week. Talk to you next Wednesday. Bye. Thanks, Erin. Bye, Erin. Love you. Bye, Michelle. Love you.